Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. You know it makes me feel good. Well, I love a rainy night. It's such a beautiful sight. I love to feel the rain on my face and taste the rain on my lips. In the moonlight shadows, showers wash all my cares away. Wake up to a sunny day, 'cause I love a rainy night. And I love a rainy night. And I love a rainy night. And I love a rainy night. Ooh, ooh. I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. You know it makes me feel good. Well, I love a rainy night. It's such a beautiful sight.
Hi, everybody. All right. I know I popped on unannounced. I did put something in community yesterday about coming on and letting you guys know, but with everything going on, I'm going to say happy Independence Day to everybody that is in the United States. We are celebrating the 4th of July, excuse me. Some communities are doing fireworks tonight. Some are doing them tomorrow night. A lot of people are cooking out, whatever. So I decided to do this today, so we can get it done and over with, because I was going to do it tomorrow. Hi, Thelma. How are you? And, I was going to do it tomorrow, and then I remembered, oh, yeah, tomorrow's the 4th. So I'm going to do it right now so that we can get this done and over with. All right, so in our Facebook group, which is Elvis the Man is Alive, all right, we've been reading The Truth About Elvis, Aron Presley, in his own words. And so what I decided to do was I'm going to extend this out a little bit and put a little presentation with it, because sometimes it's easier to see pictures and stuff like that. Hi, Bren, how are you? And anyone else who misses it, they can always watch it on video afterwards. So I'm going to start. I'm not going to read this directly out of the book. I will read excerpts out of the book. Okay, so that because of copyright reasons, I can't read directly out of the book all the time. But anyway, so this is going to be a hi Bettina, a multiple series. Okay, so a multiple episode series. That's what I'm going to say, but it wasn't coming out right. There is I've done 10 videos of this on the group, so very easily to do 10 videos now as well. So the reason why I'm covering this book came out in 2001, 2002. Copywritten in 2001, but it came out like in 2002. And there was a big media frenzy about it all over Fox News. I think it was Channel 8 out of Cleveland, Ohio. So as the series goes, we will kind of go into that and the backstory and maybe the story beyond that, because there's a lot to this whole entire time period between 2000 and actually probably this book, the doctor starts seeing him in 1997 or 8, and it goes all the story goes all the way to like 2008 and beyond. So without further ado, I'm going to start going over the book now. And there's other episodes where I have read the introduction to the book. So anybody who needs to hear the introduction, you probably can find it in Elvis is Alive as Jesse. I think I might have read it again, what he told his friends. I can't remember if I did or not. The numerology one, I might have read it, all right, or portions of it. Now, Elvis writes these. This book is a bunch of letters, okay, given to the doctor, and it is handwritten with his own handwriting, which we will go over. All right. So, and then the doctor also talks about the one that wrote this, Dr. Hinton, talks about his background, his experiences, finding out Elvis is dead, and so on and so forth. So I am going to read some excerpts out of it, but not the whole thing all at once. Okay. So the first letter in the preface. Okay, so in the preface, he tells us that this is a true story. It is not fiction, and when they read it, they will not believe it. And so the truth in the matter is the only reason I am not taking this information and my involvement to the grave, he said, is that my friend Jesse, Elvis, has asked me to write his story. So he says, the doctor says he was 11 years old in 1977. And that year, someone special to me and millions of other people all over the world died. Someone whom I have never met, but who had always affected my life at a young age, very deeply. And his name was Elvis Aron Presley, with one A. So this is his story in his own words about his life since 1977. And I am no longer an 11-year-old child. He's 34 years old, practicing doctor, psychiatrist, so on. And he's grateful and humble that he had the responsibility to write this book. And completely true, because what he did was transpose the letters that Jesse Elvis had written him. Okay. The reason why I'm reading this book, actually, or going over this book here, is because on Amazon or eBay the other day, someone had it priced for $4,000. Now, this book ain't very big. It's very thin. It's 88 pages. But because it is so limited in the number of volumes, but it has so much truth in it that I use it quite often and reference it quite often because it is written from the man himself. Now, how do I know that? Well, we're going to go over some of that in the next couple episodes or even beyond. Okay. So I'm going to read the first letter and the first gift he had given him. So he said, I finally found something I could send you. It's not much, but that's Charlie Hodge, gave it to me years ago, and I have been wearing it for a while. It's a Cadillac emblem because he knew how much I really liked Cadillacs, and I hope you like it. You and Linda have virtually kept me alive, really. Now, in the book, Shuma is used as an alias, and Linda Hood Sigmund's truth has revealed that she is Shuma in the book. And I will tell you about their relationship with Dr. Hinton prior to writing this book and meeting Jesse in just a moment or so. So Jesse says, I finally feel comfortable speaking and writing to someone and feel that I will be able to discuss my life after 1977 with you and would feel honored if you would be able to write my memoirs. So after my passing, my fans will know why I did what I did. I want them to know that I probably would have not lived if I continued the way I had been going. The colonel had the plan, and some people who are close to me knew we could pull it off. I was going into debt bad. My health was deteriorating. It is not a hoax. I can trust you, Doc, to tell the world that when I am gone, so your book will make you and your family, and hopefully Linda, wealthy. But little by little, I will discuss this with you so you can put it in a book form after my passing. And the colonel was the mastermind behind it. And of course, it made my estate very wealthy. So he kind of skips around a little bit. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is that he's going to tell us about his life after 1977. He also said that the colonel had a plan and that he was the mastermind behind the plan. Then he goes into they don't allow me any cash at all because they think with my proliferate ways, I could make people curious. Now they could be EPE or the men that guard him, one or two. And he has this tendency to give away money. Thus, my lifestyle today, I'm given nearly everything I need, but have no access to cash. This is the reason why I have to go through different channels when mailing anything. At first, everything went directly to me in ... But people were stealing from me and rifling my mail and reading my mail and taking my medication. So he has a problem with communication channels. So he said, I needed the medication from my shows when I was doing 2 shows every night, every day for 7 days for a month. So every day of the week for a whole month, he did 2 shows. So that's 60 or 62 shows, depending on how long the month was in 1 month. That's a lot of shows. Okay. So he has pain. He has a lot of pain, and we'll go over that later. And believe me when I say I cannot survive without you or Linda's help. You are my guardian angels, and I hope that no one else reads this, which means people don't break into his mail and read the mail. And I am finally able to trust someone from outside, and it has taken 20 years. So, 20 whole years, he can't really trust people. So he said, but enough for now, and I will tell you more and more about my life since 1977. You can document it and have a book, and I will give you permission to publish my photograph with Benjamin. And I will provide you the information so people will know that it's not a hoax. I can provide you with information only Elvis would know and why I am now Jesse. I hope you like the gold Cadillac emblem and wear it always. My friend, sincerely, Jesse Elvis. Okay, so I took a picture of the Cadillac emblem and with my phone and I put it here so you guys could see the Cadillac emblem. Now all the pictures in the book are black and white. So the picture that he's talking about with Benjamin is the one that I have a video about. Is this man Elvis and Benjamin? Is this a picture of Elvis and Benjamin? I have that video. You guys can watch it. I also have another one. That was an earlier video I did on Canva, which kind of was so I redid it. Okay. So if you guys want to check that out, you can. If you haven't already. Hi, Rhonda. How are you today? All right. So, going to go on. So in chapter 1, the doctor discusses his journey and how he met Linda Hood Sigmund. So before I go into that, I'm going to actually tell you how Linda met Jesse Elvis first, because she found him first. All right. Or she met him first. Now, Linda Hood Sigmund is a very good friend of Elvis's. And she, did not believe that he was dead, number one. Number two, she found out that there was a sighting in 1988 in Michigan. I think if we saw that video from the Elvis Files, she said she found someone named John Burroughs working in a hotel or a broken down hotel, so on. So this piqued Linda's interest. And she found out that there was that Gail Giorgio had written a book, Is Elvis Alive? Before it was called The Amazing Story about Elvis, Aaron Presley, or something on that idea, you know, amazing, unbelievable story. But it's easier to say, Is Elvis Alive? Which I read quite often on this page. So you guys should know that one by now. Okay. So she met with her, became friends, and I guess there was a newsletter that was written and it questioned, or a forum that kind of questioned whether he was alive or not. And of course, back in the day, back in the early 1990s, we're talking about like 91, the discussion boards were different than social media. That was like before social media ever came into being, right? So they would discuss whether or not Elvis faked his death. They were discussing all these different things. And these fans would come on and they would read this newsletter and that would pique their interest and start discussions. Okay. So she friended Gail Brewer Giorgio and was invited to come to her house. And she heard the 1988 taped phone call between Gail and Elvis. And that phone call, is transcribed in the Elvis files. And I think I had already covered that in a prior video. She knew right away it was Elvis. Okay. And Elvis promised that he would send ammunition. So what he sent was Gene Smith over to Gail's house and he gave her the death report that was half written in Elvis's handwriting. And Gene told her to bring it to a handwriting specialist. And when the handwriting specialist did it and it was all televised, he said the handwriting matched Elvis's handwriting. Okay. So, how did she get to know Dr. Hinton? All right. So, that's the next question, right? Well, Dr. Hinton revealed in here that, oh, let me finish my story how she connected with Jesse first. I forgot. Sorry. I got caught up in everything. All right. So she started writing a newsletter afterwards. And she somehow got a hold of somebody or found out somebody who was connected with Elvis in a way and kind of hoped that he knew or was in communication with him. So I don't know how she figured it out, but she figured out somebody that was in his inner circle of friends from before was the connection that she needed to get information to Jesse or Elvis at the time. Or John Burroughs is what he was going by. So she was sending a copy of the newsletters to this gentleman in the hopes that maybe she would get response from Elvis himself. And it took a while and her newsletter kind of died out and she felt really bad about it. But one day she got his phone call and it was the friend or the go-between guy that she was sending the newsletters to. And he kind of told her he really liked your newsletters. So that made her really happy about that. And then I guess she gave the guy her contact information. And Jesse sent her, or John Burroughs at the time, sent her 2 postcards. And 1991, I believe they were dated. They are on this website, LindaHoodSigsmundTruth.com, or you can do the continued site. You go on there, go on the right, it'll say me and Jesse's story. All this that I'm telling you is on there and more. So if you want more information and copies of like the postcards and stuff, that's where you're going to go get it, okay? So she friended Dr. Hinton while she was doing the newsletters because he got on there and he was like putting his input in. They became friends and had conversations over the phone. When she finally got the first phone calls from Jesse, she realized that he needed help with his pain because he had really bad pain. Like he was a chronic pain sufferer. And we're going to go over that in the book. And it's also in the reasons why he staged his death, which I will do another one, actually, that's going to tie in with this. Okay. And that'll be in a couple, maybe in the next episode or two. We're going to go over that with his health issues, his pain. So when he needed a doctor, Dr. Hinton was the first one she thought of. So he wrote a foreword, the doctor did, and it says, Elvis Aaron Presley born January 8th, 1935, has not passed away. He is still alive and is now 66 years old. And that's when this book was written. He was 66. In his own words, it has been 24 years since Elvis's life ended and Jesse's began. He has requested that I tell this story as a ghostwriter, even though I have conveyed to him numerous occasions that I have no interest in fame or notoriety. He said, I'm just a hardworking, honest physician. I have done the past 4 years has been to take care of my patients and incredibly, including Jesse, and to the best of my abilities. He is a victim of many things, unknown to most, and what is most important to me is his health and safety, and he has known that for a long time. That is why I continue to help him, asking nothing in return. So he's been living in two different realities. In one, he says, I share with most people. Elvis is dead despite the many rumors. In the other, until now, I have kept a secret, even from my own family. Elvis, now Jesse, is one of my patients. So he basically had to keep it quiet from his family as well while he was treating Jesse Elvis. He suffers tremendously as a victim of chronic pain and from multiple causes and is unable to fully function without medication. All right. So he's been involved in treating his chronic pain for 4 years, and he's honored to call him his friend. So the journey begins, and he talks about, him being a kid, and 11 years old, and finding out Elvis died, and didn't believe it, and saw the picture on the National Enquirer and questioned it, but life went on with him, and he went to college and doctor school and get his all his medical things. But he wanted to mention in here, which I thought was interesting, so I'm going to give you a synopsis of what he said here. When he was 22, something happened. He started it started me on an eventual, I can't even speak today, eventual path of unbelievable events. Okay. So he decided when he got into medical school in 1988, he heard the tape on the radio of the most incredible thing he had ever heard. That is the Elvis tape. He heard the Elvis tape. I covered that in 2 episodes. So if you guys want to check that out, you can. Definitely his voice to me. All right. It was tape purportedly of Elvis talking to someone on the telephone 4 years after his death. It was being played on a local AM radio station, and people were calling in on their opinions. The majority of the people listening actually believed it to be Elvis, and I remembered a feeling of wonder coming over me. And I knew that this was the same voice I had grown up listening to since I was 3 years old. His interest was piqued. Then he said he heard there were other clues that he heard about. He heard about the misspelling of the middle name on his stone, the photograph of him at the pool house, the photograph with him and Muhammad Ali. And during this time, he purchased many records of the masked singer called Orion. Okay. So all these things were listed as clues, and then were in this book. And that's probably because Jesse told him about them too. But the evidence that Elvis was alive. So we gone over some of this stuff. The pool house photo, the tape, Orion, misspelling on the stone. He does not mention Civil Nora or Spelling on the Stone album, but I firmly believe those are him because those are that's his voice no matter what anybody else thinks. In my ear, I hear Elvis all day long, listening to Elvis radio in my car. Oh, by the way, I deliver for DoorDash. So in between, I'm listening to that, listening to talking pieces. So I hear him all the time. And those voices are definitely his voices. But if you don't think that, that's your opinion, and everyone's entitled to their opinion. All right. So I'm going to just let you know that. But the Orion was interesting because I had just did something about an Orion song the other day. All right. So he said about the time he met Linda or Shuma in the book, right? And she participated in newsletters and decided to continue on her own. And she continued her newsletter for about a year and a half. And during that time, I corresponded with her frequently and we became close friends. And I even mailed my children's birth announcements. And she always looked forward to our well written, thoughtful newsletter, and we occasionally talked by phone. But in 1992, 4 years after first hearing the tape on the radio, I had learned and read enough to convince myself Elvis was alive. And he went on to school and learned psychology and brain disorders and so on. So how does that fit in? Well, I think that he was probably helping Jesse Elvis in two ways. One was psychologically, and two was medically. And we're going to find out more in the next couple of chapters. But this is the beginning of the book. So that was a basic synopsis of the first two letters, a preface and all that stuff. So if you're interested in the introduction, I believe if you look in the numerology ones, I think there was one I read, the full introduction, a couple videos. So you guys can just read that again. Listen to that again. I read the introductions quite often. So I'm going to say 4, maybe 5 times. All right. So that's why I didn't do it this time. All right. So I'm going to go now over to the comment section here, and I'm going to say hi to everybody and look at everyone's comments. All right. So hello, Thelma. And hello, Bren. And Bettina. And Rhonda. Thank you very much. I do the best I can. Sometimes I'm not always accurate. So if you guys ever find that I am wrong on something because, like I said, I'm younger, so I don't remember things from the 70s well. So, like, I might have said they called 911 on one of my videos when it was really the operator or something like that. So, if I'm wrong on some of my things, let me know and I'll gladly admit I'm wrong. But anyway, thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoy my shows. Behind mask. Hi, behind the mask. How are you today? I know I'm going to let you guys know I'm very hot. It's like 80 something degrees out today, but it's really a summer. But I'm doing well otherwise. And I hope everybody else is doing well and is blessed as well. Hi, Barbara. How are you today? Very good. All right. And love it. All right. Good. And you like this live? I'm glad you like this live. I'm trying my best. Now, like I said, this book, I almost flipped my gourd when I ever saw the price of this book on, I think it was eBay or Amazon or somebody looked it up. It was, or A Books. You can buy a different book sellers it's used. $4,000 US dollars. I almost crapped my pants. I was like, no way. I have a copy. I'll make presentations and I'll read it to people. If I'm able to do it, I will do it. All right. So I'm doing the way I can present it so it's not copyright infringement or something like that. All right. All right. Any other comments or questions? All right. So the next episode will cover a little bit more, and probably, yeah, a couple more chapters, and we can discuss those. All right. But for now, I'm going to let you guys finish with Civil Noise. I Love a Rainy Night. Oh, and you guys have a happy Independence Day to those that are in the United States. We're celebrating tomorrow. Happy Independence Day. And I'm going to try to put out some type of reel that's special. I'm going to try. I don't know if I'm going to get it where I can do it where it's not copyright infringement or something. But there is a part of the Elvis movie that he says, "I love America." And I know that he was an FBI agent, and I know he was in the army. So I'm going to do some type of reel for that. Or if I can do a short, I will. All right. If not, well, I'll share someone else. There's a lot on TikTok. A lot of videos like that on TikTok. So, all right. So you guys have a great day and enjoy the rest of the song.
To feel the rain on my face and taste the rain on my lips in the moonlight shadows. Puts a song in this heart of mine, puts a smile on me every time, 'cause I love a rainy night, and I love a rainy night, and I love a rainy night, and I love a rainy night. Ooh, ooh. Shadows wash all my cares away. Wake up to a sunny day, 'cause I love a rainy night, and I love a rainy night, and I feel alright, 'cause I love a rainy night.
All right. If you guys liked this information, you think it's worth subscribe to the channel. You'll get notifications button. Sorry, here we go. A loose hair here. There we go. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button. Like, favorite this video. If you're on Facebook, like it, share it. And I'll see you later. Probably, I'm going to say Sunday afternoon. If I can come on Saturday, I will. But it'll probably be Sunday afternoon. Until then, have a great day, everybody. Bye. Oh, let me finish these before I get off. I'm sorry. Hello from Italy. All right. Hello. Very good. All right. Thank you. Thanks again. Love hearing about what you have to say. I just spread the news. Yes. Okay. Behind the mask. How is he doing today? Well, I honestly do not know. He hasn't heard. We haven't really heard from him on Linda's site, but the last update she had was like last week, and she missed his phone calls, but he called her friend. He's got like a small group of people that he calls. So if he can't get a hold of her, he'll call her friend. And I guess he's doing okay. I know he likes warm weather, so he likes the summer. Thank you for sharing. You're welcome. I love this song. Yes. And I have the full video. So if you want to see that, the full video is on the videos in this channel. All right. You'll do a song with E? All right. Oh, I hope so. I don't know who Behind the Mask is, but I'm hoping so. Yeah. He probably does. He had done. We don't know. All right. Bye, everybody. What? Her face. Whose Facebook page? Okay. This one's my Facebook page, if you want to look me up there. And the group name is Elvis the Man is Alive, which is the same name here, title here. But you have to ask questions to get on the group. It's just one of those things we have to do because we used to not let people ask questions, and then yeah. Okay, so that is my handle on Facebook. It's also the same one on Twitter, Instagram. All right. And of course, here I used it here too, the channel number. All right. As far as Linda's site is concerned, you can get Linda's site online. She's not on social media that I know of. But she has a website, 2 websites, LindaHoodSigmundstruth.com. Truth.com or continued.com. The continued one is current news. The other one stops in like 2015, somewhere in there, because it was so big. I will put those in the description if that helps. You guys can look up those. I will give you actually the page that has her and Jesse Elvis's relationship. I'll do that, all right, in the description. Huh? No, I don't think so. Are you asking someone else if? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, all right. Behind the mask, I don't know, but just be careful. All right. Don't give out too much information if you're actually in contact with the Jesse Elvis. All right, because he's not online that I know of, and he doesn't have pages anymore or anything that I know of. He might have had a page back in the day, but I think he closed it. All right, but that's cool. Hmm. Bye. And tomorrow I'm having a cookout, so I'm gonna enjoy some fireworks and have a cookout. No, I knew you were not him. All right. All right. So I'm gonna just let you guys have a little conversation. Do you want me to keep playing that song again? Uh, but no, I'm gonna get off. And you guys, if you want to continue conversation on the comment section and the taped recording, okay? Have a great day, guys. Bye. God bless you all.